Here's how you, yes you, can make your own face mask. Alright, so you're going to need some cloth. I'm using some craft cloth here, but you can use an old sheet, an old shirt, whatever. So cut it so it's 18 by 35 centimeters, so about 7 inches to 14 inches. Now you're going to fold it in half. So you're going to have it so that the good side, you can see the good side, the brighter side, is on the inside there. Okay, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold down the end by about 1.5 centimeters, so about 1/2 inch or so. And I'm going to give it a quick little iron just to make sure that, it stays in place that much better. And then I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. Okay, so now I'm going to open it up so we see the good side is now exposed, and we're going to keep those seams. What we're going to do is take one end and bring it to the middle crease there, okay? And again, to reinforce the folds, we're going to give it a quick little iron. And if you want it to cool down, just give it a little pat like that. And then the new end, we're going to bring it into the middle seam again. Okay, and then again, we're going to give it a quick little iron. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. So again, the end to the middle. Quick iron, a little pat, and then again the new end to the middle. Break out that iron. So I'm going to unfurl this now, okay? But again, we're gonna keep those creases that we create at the beginning, keep them there. So that creates a nice finished edge, as you can see. And I have this fabric pencil. I'm gonna make some markings at the creases. And so I know it's a little hard for you all to see. So I'm gonna go over it with a pen, but you can do it if you don't have that special crayon, you can do it with a Crayola marker, it's totally fine. And I'm going to mark off each crease. 1, 2, 3, then 4, then 3, 2, 1. And this is going to make complete sense a bit later, okay? So you can see I've marked them off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so I'm gonna work on one end here. So I'm gonna take fold number 1 and I'm gonna bring it to the fold number 2, just like that. So I'm gonna fold it up, number 1 to fold number 2. And I'm going to give it a quick little iron again to create a nice seam so everything stays put pretty nicely. And I'm going to bring fold 3 to number 2. So this is a bit awkward, as you can see. It's a bit strange, but just again, bring point 3 to point 2. And give it an iron once again to keep things nice and in place. Okay, and I flipped it over, and I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So 1 to 2, then 3 to 2. Okay, so I've done that. So now I'm going to fold it over so that point 4 is in the center, okay? So now it's folded in half. And I'm just going to give it again a quick iron just to make sure everything kind of stays in place nicely. Okay, and I have some elastic cord, get whatever type you like. And I've cut these pieces, 2 pieces that are about 17 centimeters, so about 6.5 inches. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them on the edges of the what's going to be our mask, okay? So I have it so that the elastic is on the inside. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to secure them with some pins so they stay in place because you want them on the ends. Okay, and I did the same thing on the other side, and now I just pull a needle with some thread, and I'm going to sew up the sides. So, you know, if you have a sewing machine, you can do this much quicker, but most likely you don't have a sewing machine, and I don't either. But you can just go to the dollar store, get get some pins and some fabric. And you don't have to be an expert at this. You just go through it a couple of times because you want it to be reinforced. And look at that. That's not perfect, but it doesn't matter because we did a good job securing the fabric together, okay? So you don't have to be perfect to have a good mask. This will stay in place. And if you have any extra pieces of fabric that's from the thread, or from the thread from the fabric I meant to say, you can just give it a quick little snip, okay? And we're pretty much done. We can just open it up, flip it around, and we have our mask. And we see they have those folds there, those folds that we created. So this will help the mask fit around our nose, around our mouth and everything. And we've got this little envelope here, this little pocket. So this is where we would put our filter. So what will we use for a filter? Well, a good option is just to use like a shop towel. So you can get this at the dollar store, at the home improvement store, wherever. And so you want to cut a piece that will fit into the pocket. So it can even be a little bit bigger than that, a little bit bigger than the actual size of it, because the mask will expand. You see how it expands, so it gets a bit wider. So just put it in. You want to make sure that that part will be covering over your nose and your mouth, and you've got your mask. See, it's super simple. You can do it. Make sure you do. Stay safe.